Welcome to the channel. This is Go Gretty and welcome to the 2022 Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup here on Gran Turismo 7. It is the final round number 6 here at Sardegna B in the rally GR Yaris. We are going to send it against one another. The question is, can Go Gretty finish in the top 20 of a series on Gran Turismo 7? Well, you're going to have to stick around and find out. Taking a look at those points, where do I stand? Well, I'm 13th domestically, 17th regionally, and my lowest counting score, that's the best 4 of 6, is at 245 right there. That's the one I need to knock off to maintain that top 20 regional ranking that I so desperately want to get in GT7, and I need the lobby to do it. So fingers crossed, let's see how it turns out. So I sit there with my fingers crossed, hoping for the lobby. I need to get the points, and boy, did I ever. You got Cyrus, Lester, Apple Pop, Gears of Wheaties, Manny, Vegetator, Super Chicken, Sosa, Cantilever, Stagger, Slushy, The Moving Chicane, Gumball, CGT, Rush. We've got world finalists in this lobby. It is a top split. It is an opportunity to get those points that I need to stay in that top 20, but I got to do well. So let's get on to qualifying. Here we are in qualifying, currently sitting on my best lap of 121.282. I know I can do much better than that. Set up the start of the lap good. Whip it to the left right there where the little red man is standing up. Got to keep it to the inside here. You don't want to go out too wide like Slushy did there, because then you got to fight across the jumps. You can get a little bit sideways. Got to cut it down in tight right there. Maintain momentum. Then get the car flicked a little bit sideways, but not too much. You actually want to go out a little wider than I did here to carry that momentum all the way through the corner. So I was a little bit concerned that I didn't carry enough momentum, but the time shows that I'm up on my previous lap time. Is good. Brake there right before the tree, smashing that brake pedal. Get the car sideways, back on the gas earlier, staying in 4th gear. The car sounds like it's struggling, but it was getting enough grip coming out that corner, putting the power to the ground. After that first whoop, stick it into 5th gear so I can maintain a higher mile per hour coming down this long back straight. Going to try and cut as much distance, keep as straight a line as possible, and at this GoPro sign, going to sling it to the left, get the car sideways into 3rd gear, try and keep it matted all the way through these S-curves, all the way up the hill, just following Slushy right on up here. Now, there's no slipstream in qualifying, but I was just hanging out right here on Slushy's bumper. Now you got to be careful, get down to the inside right here by that bush as close as you can. Take the jumps as straight as possible. You can end up in the wall to the left there. Didn't want that to happen. Crossed the line with a 120.558. Was pretty pleased with that time, as that would put me in P7 to start the race. All right, now a little bit about this race. It is a grid start, no false start check, but the only tires allowed are dirt tires, so there's no need to switch tires. Fuel is pretty much a 0X, and tire wear, I think, is a 0X as well. So this is a 12-lap sprint race. I'm thinking it is going to be horrific at the start. Let's see how it goes. All right, nerves are building as we wait for this grid start. I move it over to the radar map so I can possibly see the folks around me and get a good launch at the start. Running up here behind Wheaties, trying to get by Super Chicken, who's on my left. Behind me, we've got Slushy. As we go into the first corner, I do a little bit of lift to let Super Chicken slide in front of me, get a little bump from behind, do a little bumping from behind. Nothing major for rallies. We go into the first right-hander, a little bump there again on Slushy, as we're trying to find our way through the middle of everyone. Slushy a little wide there, may have been a little assist from Gretty, but we look good heading through this left-hander, heading towards the right. And I am door to door with Super Chicken. I take the inside line, gonna get on the brakes here at the tree, making sure not to brake too late. And we've got Pop and Slushy on the outside as we come through the left-hander underneath the Gran Turismo blow-up tunnel there. And we're gonna move it into 5th gear. Slushy and Apple Pop right in front. Looks like Slushy gets a little loose into that corner, losing some speed. I'm going to go around the outside, slip between him and the fencing on the left. Got a good run on Pop, heading towards the GoPro sign, braking zone. Get on the brakes, slam it down in the 3rd. Full throttle coming up. Pop goes wide, so I'm going to get the undercut on him and slip it right down the inside, back up the hill. Full throttle, matting it to the floor. all the way up the hill, move into 5th place, and building a gap on 6th as we head down the straight towards the start-finish line. Great start for myself. Super pumped. I'm like, okay, that is good. Top split lobby. I'm in 5th. These are going to be great points. Just got to maintain what I have right here as Lester goes wide, gets in the wall. I'm making a run at Lester, but he is too close to the fencing. I can't send it down the inside. He does back out a little bit. As I hang on to his rear bumpers, we slide it sideways down through the left-hander, looking to keep it to the floor, build up momentum as we head towards the sharp left ahead. I'm just looking for any little gap that I might be able to send it down, get by Lester here, and I put it really nice and soft into that corner, just maintaining the momentum, but get the bumper on the rear wall just a hair, grabbing a little bit of rear bumper damage, not going to cause too much trouble. As we head down towards this back straight, towards the GoPro braking zone that's going to be down on our right, just trying to maintain contact with this quick group of drivers up front into 3rd, wondering if that rear damage did not hurt me there as I slid completely sideways all the way into the wall, and I get engine damage. Absolutely devastating to get this level of damage in this point of the race, only on lap 2. I cannot accelerate. I can just see him coming, running me down. Nothing I can do about it, but just try and stay out of the way and not receive any more damage. They go by me. I've dropped all the way back to P9, still have damage as I go into corner 1, and finally the engine self-heals. I just needed a Band-Aid, for crying out loud. Now I've dropped back to P9 from P5. Now I've got to just calm down, gather myself, just pull myself together. We're only on lap 3. There's a chance to come back as Sosa slides down in front of me. Now I've dropped back yet another spot. Side by side with Sosa going into the left-hander. Pull it back out, so drop there to P10 for just a minute, but able to get my position back. On to lap number 4, catching up to Vegetators and Slushy here once again as we've got Gears of Grona. Apparently had an issue back there, and I pick up my first Gretty pass of the race, but the good news is I'm catching back up to this group. I see P5 right up there where Rush is, and you notice how the car handles much better through that set of curves without that rear damage. So looking up, feeling like my pace is coming back to me. All I gotta do is settle in the race, stay calm, stay relaxed. Gotta be relaxed in these rally cars. If you're too tense, you're not loose enough to get the car to slide sideways. You're just too tense. You're just thinking about it too much. You're not just letting the body do what it does. Now, get another tiny bit of rear end damage in the straightaway there. Again, causing my car to go wide, but Vegetators goes wider, loses it, hits the fence, and I grab another Gretty pass, moving back up into P7. Heading down through the long left-hander, still feeling the effects of that rear body damage as we come down through this section behind Slushy in P6. Looking at P5 there, he hits the wall going sideways into the right-left here, and grab yet another Gretty pass. Now we're into P6. I've got P5 right in front of me, my old position before I got the engine damage, and not far in front of him was Lester, who we were right behind earlier in the race. So got to keep that head down, keep pushing forward. Maybe we can catch back up to Lester before the end of the race. Now looking here, I'm 2.5 seconds behind Rush. Got a 1.5 second lead to Slushy. All I got to do is reel in the guy in front of me. Now here we are on lap number 7. I've moved to within a second of Rush, running him down here. Just need a good first corner to set him up for a pass somewhere. Whip it to the left, go into that corner, and just grab the hay bales with the front end of the car, and yet again I get engine damage. Now as I'm coming down the hill, I see 2 cars coming towards me, and they split me as they go through the right-hander, causing looks like Sosa to go a little bit wide there. Didn't know where to go, couldn't go left because Sosa was on my left, couldn't go right, Vegetator was on my right, so I just stayed where I was and let them drive around me. Figured that was the best thing I can do, but I cannot tell you how infuriating it is to have that engine damage, and there's just nothing you can do but sit there and wait for it. Finally it self-heals yet again, but I do drop many positions as I fall back from 6th all the way down to 9th yet again. A P5 to P10 and now all the way back up to 6th, only to fall back yet again to P9. So got 4.5 laps left. So again, there is chance to move my way back towards the front if I can just find some consistency. If I can get around the track without hitting things, maybe we can get it done as I make an absolute mess here of the last sector. I am reeling a little bit. Again, I need to calm down and gather myself. Let's fast forward here a little bit into the race. On to the final lap, I did pick up another gritty pass, moving back into position number 8. I just want to hold out my position here. I can't lie, I was reeling a good bit there for a couple laps. Laps 9 and 10 were terrible. I started to get back into my groove there on lap 11. I was feeling it once again, but I have a lot of pressure from behind from Manny as we're going down through this final lap. I'm trying to track down P7, not too worried about Manny. I know that if I run my lines right, it's going to be really, really hard for him to get on by. So I just got my head down, focused on P7 in front of me, trying to make those good lines, trying to whip the car where it needs to be, getting on the gas like I know I can do, and try and chase down these two in front of me, hoping for a mistake for one of them. Maybe they'll get engine damage, something like that. Try to pick up a couple positions here on the final lap, get down inside right, going to cut across the track, shorten that distance, get back over to the left, looking for the GoPro signs on the right to brake and get the car to transition as it gets sideways. Full throttle heading up through here, going to sling it down to the right there by the rock wall. All I got to do is just put it to the right, coming up here, and just nick the fencing as I'm coming into the left-hander. Just a brain spasm for me. I hadn't done that even in the practice trials, the time trials. First time I've ever hit that fence coming uphill like that. Lose another position and fall back to finish the race in P9. I cannot relay to you how frustrating the final results are to this race. I was on Lester's bumper. I was in front of Pop. All I had to do was maintain my pace. I could have finished on the podium in a top split race for the first time ever in Gran Turismo ever, and I could have secured over 300 points, but I just didn't get it done. End up finishing with that 9th. Tough pill to swallow was this race. Like the Porsche race, the final race, I really had the pace to do much better than my final tally indicated there, but you know what? It is what it is. I'm proud of the effort. Unfortunately, the results just didn't match that effort. I'm going to take home 253 points, which does best my worst total of 245. So we'll improve the points a little bit. Question is, do we stay in the top 20? Well, let's look and see. Final results came out last night, and I actually managed to stay in the top 20 regionally and even finish 16th domestically. Outstanding, super pumped with that. Finally finished 20th in a series in North America. So there you have it. Go Gretty is top 20. Hope you enjoyed the race. Hope you enjoyed all the action. If you did, hit the like and or subscribe. Come back and check out some more. For myself, Go Gretty, y'all have a great evening. DJ Clean, take us out of here.